YouTube? JL Fulks here. Welcome back to the channel. For today's video, we're going to be talking about how to mix major and minor pentatonic scales. The opening song that you just heard was a little backing track I made and a perfect example of how to do so. The backing track consists of three chords: an A chord, a G chord, and a D chord, which are all major chords. And in this case, I'm playing major triads. And just loop in those three chords. So assuming that we already know our major and minor pentatonic shapes in A, we know that first position for A major pentatonic is right here. Second position, third position, so on and so forth, all the way up to the next octave. And then we also know our minor pentatonic shapes. We have second position, so on and so forth. So the way to mix these is pretty cool, and a really great band to listen to that does this really well is the Alcmene brothers. They're real famous for mixing both major and minor pentatonic in their solos, and they will start off with like a major pentatonic, they'll start with that first position right there, and then they'll slide to like a second position, so to that third, but that's one thing you'll hear the Alcmene brothers do a lot, is just sliding into the different positions. You'll hear Dwayne Allman do that a lot. And the way I like to solo using major and minor pentatonic shapes is I'll start on major pentatonics, and then I'll start building up some tension and then resolve to a minor pentatonic. So an example would be like back to the major. And the way to go back to the major is outlining that major third right there. So the major third is really the only note that is different between the two scales, and outlining that major third is always going to bring you back to major. If you bring down that major third down a half step, then you're going to be in minor. You're going to be playing the minor pentatonic. If I want to go back to major, go back to that major third. But there are a ton of licks that are in both the major and minor pentatonic, and don't only play these two shapes. You also have this whole area in here, and then this whole other octave. So you can play everything that you're doing in these two shapes all the way up here as well. And you can kind of start working your way all the way up to the higher octaves and start building up that tension in your solos. You'll see guys like Derek Trucks and Warren Haynes. Those guys, when they're just jamming like on those big Alcmene Brothers jams, they'll start off low and then kind of work their way up the neck, and then they'll start just going crazy in the higher octaves. So that's kind of the idea. You also have the B.B. King bend right here, which is like a minor third bend. Resolving it on that minor right there. And you can also blues out as well. You can also kind of incorporate the blues scale. And if you're pretty much doing the major pentatonic and the minor pentatonic in your solos, you're also kind of doing the Mixolydian as well. because you're outlining the flat 7. Well, that's pretty much the way I like to kind of look at mixing the major and minor pentatonic scales. It definitely adds a lot more flavor to your solos. Definitely try starting out with the major pentatonic on a progression like this, and then kind of start bluesing out with your minor pentatonic. Now, the best way to practice mixing both the major and minor pentatonic shapes is basically just practicing over a backing track or jamming with a band. So what I'm going to do for the rest of this video is I'm going to leave 2 minutes of that backing track for you to practice jamming these scales over. Try making up some different licks. Listen to guys like Derek Trucks and the Allman Brothers and Warren Haynes, Marcus King, Dickie Betts, Dwayne Allman. Those guys are masters at doing this type of thing. And just try to figure out some different licks in between the 2 different scales. But anyways, that's pretty much the way I mix the major and minor pentatonic shapes. I hope you dug the video. I'm going to go ahead and close out with that backing track. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace!